Hello everyone, my name's Thugruck and today we're going to be doing an advanced tanking demonstration of level 15 Stone Wars. This is going to be an advanced tanking demonstration, so the pulls are going to be a little bit larger and more complex just to make sure that we're having fun as tanks and also to help carry low DPS through high level maps while still finishing on time. So for my equipment, I've got CC duration on everything and cooldown reduction on the boots. CC on the mace, of course. I am using Avalonian mutton sandwiches for mob clearing. The extra CC is pretty nice after the mace E nerfs. And I'm bringing a black monk staff for the boss. And I also bring omelets for this boss still. I just think it's nice to have the extra cooldown reduction on your enfeeble and your E and everything. It helps out quite a bit, and then you just have your standard skip set. So we're gonna get started here. First thing we're going to do when we get into the map is eat our food, of course. And I use helmet for these first two mobs here. Just walk past them, roll, then E. Honestly, you can probably do that pull however you want and it'll be fine. I don't think we have a shadow. No, we don't. Okay. Alright, next I like doing these pulls 2 mobs at a time. So I'm just gonna take these two. I'm not using my Bridge Watch cape until after the spinner does his ability. Then I use my Bridge Watch. Now I'm gonna bring him over to the other mob. Help the healer out. Once he starts spinning, then I use my 4th auto attack and snare. For the next pull, I forgot to cross out my posting in the HC Discord. Whoops. For the next pull, we're going to poison this mob. Lenny's right there. Pulls all the spinners along with him. Then we're going to walk down here. Don't use any abilities yet. Now we use our helmet. E. Give everything a Q. 3 auto attacks. Enfeeble. 4th auto. Snare. Q. Out. Type to the healer, healer W. You Q this mob. Say it a couple of times. This way you pull the mob over here. And the W is important so that you don't get killed by the ranged mob. Probably didn't need to use my E there. Now I need to wait for that cooldown. But that worked out okay. I'm gonna start the next pull without my E actually. So, just gonna do this. Give him a Q, drop Enfeeble. Okay, now I have my E. Not using snare until he starts spinning. Now we 4th auto snare. Alright, next pull. It doesn't really matter where this mob is, so I'm just gonna pull these, roll past them, helmet, group them all together, E, and actually gonna let the healer take aggro here. Guess he's not taking aggro. I must have hit the ranged mob there, so that's why the healer didn't take aggro. But normally I would stun just the big ranged mob and the 3 melees without hitting the smaller ranged mob, so that then when the healer heals me, the ranged mob aggroes onto the healer and it groups up with everything else very nicely. Next we're just gonna auto and roll, poison, group everything up, and E their auto attacks. It'd be nice if I could land my stuns. Gonna drop an enfeeble here, and then 4th auto, snare, give it another Q. Oops, that's what I get for typing. Alright, then for this, just going to auto and roll again. Don't use abilities. And now, use your ability to dodge their auto. 3 auto attacks, enfeeble, 4th auto, snare. Gonna give it one more Q just in case, and helmet away. For the next pull, we're waiting to see the patrol over here. Gonna target this mob though. When we see the patrol, we're going to poison, roll, enfeeble, enfeeble bugged. Okay, we're gonna improvise and just W. Whoops, E. So, yeah, my enfeeble bugged there. It happens. So I need the jacket for the poison's cooldown. Hopefully I get it up in time. Yeah, we'll have it. Okay. So now we can see what it's like when you have enfeeble. Okay, poison. You'll roll, use enfeeble, and it won't bug helmet. E. Give it a Q. 4 auto attacks. Snare. Q. Out. Stand over here so you can get topped off. He's not going to top me off, that's okay. Watching that snare debuff. Right about a quarter left, you Q this mob. Make sure you Q her, don't just walk up to her. Bring her all the way back over. Group them all together. E in. 3 auto attacks. Enfeeble. 4th auto. Snare. Q. Yeah, so that first time, anyone who saw that, I did the animation for enfeeble, but enfeeble didn't actually go. That's because I was in Royal Jacket for a fraction of a second and walked out of it, and the game thought that I was in Royal Jacket that whole time. So they gave me the shortened enfeeble duration down here, when in reality it was still on the full timer, as if I was never in the Royal Jacket. So that's what the bug is. It can be frustrating sometimes when you think you have it and you don't actually have it. That was a simple pull there. I don't need to talk through that probably. Next pull I'm going to call a proximity pull. You just walk north of this mob, Q, and you'll pull these three. Roll back, helmet. I'm going to drop Enfeeble here. Probably don't need Enfeeble, but whatever. 4 auto attacks and snare. So that's called a proximity. I'm calling that a proximity lure. I don't know what it's actually called. But it works because there's a certain radius around your character that pulls mobs anytime you hit a mob. And there's a certain radius around your character that pulls mobs whenever you hit a mob. And that radius is larger than the radius around the mobs that aggroes just from walking up to them. So, by taking advantage of that, you can pull mobs as if you're using a ghost pull. They need to kill that turret. Yes, come on. Okay. As I was saying, the radius around your character is larger than the radius around the mobs, which means that when you hit a mob, and you can pull more mobs by standing so that they're inside your radius, but you're still outside their radius. And you can basically ghost pull any mob that way. Okay, so anyone who doesn't do the mini-boss, there are turrets that she spawns. One of them is a cannon, and one of them's a laser. The cannon knocks players back, so that's what was happening to the healer several times there. And the other one is a laser that'll just kill everyone. So very important to tell the DPS to destroy those lasers. I didn't bother typing it because I was focused on what I was saying instead of, you know, the game I'm playing. So that's my excuse, but don't do that. It's important to communicate. And that boss, like, yeah, her auto attacks hit hard, but she's pretty manageable if you just manage your cooldowns and everything. So just work with the healer, let yourself get down to about 1/4 health, and then blow either your shoes or your helmet cooldown to help the healer keep up. Save your Enfeeble for once she's enraged, and you should be good. For the boss, I know a lot of people use Frostbeam to just make his auto attacks more manageable. That's perfectly okay, and it's safer and everything. This is only level 15, so I instructed our Frost not to bother. I'm just going to have him focus on DPS instead. We should be fine. The healer is 1800. Healer is actually High Priest. And yeah, we'll be fine. So this next pull is just really standard again. Just use your helmet, E. Uh-oh. He died. So, especially when you're starting this pull before DPS have their invis available, I like to go back into this map early just to make sure that I keep aggro. So I'll go back in with like helmet, or I'll use my shoes to go back in and just Q him a few extra times. For the boss, you're gonna want, I guess I still had toughness passives from the mini boss, but whatever. Second Q on the BMS, toughness passives, cooldown reduction. I already swapped to omelets, but I'm going to equip the other food just in case I need the extra health for some reason. Going to start off the boss by poisoning and using BMS. Not auto-attacking for a second, so that I save my Bridge Watch cape. Now I'll auto-attack. I'm going to stand over in the Royal Jacket. Alright, so that's level 15 Stone Wars with some advanced pulls. Hopefully you guys learned something useful. Have fun out there, and go ahead and feel free to use the pulls if you want. Yeah, most important thing though, just have fun, so do whatever you want, really. Have fun, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.